Hi guys, welcome to Carrycraft in Banagher. So we're going to give you some general information about hiring a boat with ourselves, Carrycraft. So we're going to show you how to untie and tie your boat at the jetty. So before casting off, always make sure that you understand the effect of wind and current can have on your boat. There are certain ways you can deal with this, which will be also shown in your demonstration. This can involve putting the boat into reverse gear, which will hold your boat against the jetty and stop the wind and current having an effect. So before setting off in your cruiser, after the ropes are removed, make sure the ropes are inboard, make sure you have life jackets on, just check that you're not entangled, get on nice and slowly, and away you go. On our boats, you have a key start. Some will have keys, some will have a push button start. The stop system may be different. Some is pull to stop and some is turn off by the key. This again will be demonstrated to you by your demonstrator on the day. When starting your boat, you must remember to always check the outside of the boat, check your exhaust that it's pumping water and everything is running accordingly. If this is not the situation, please turn off your engine and you call the number provided. So the steering on your boat will always depend on how fast you drive. In regards to turning your wheel, there will always be a delay in moving left and right, maybe 2 to 3 seconds. Just be gentle, take your time and let the boat turn when it needs to turn. So on your boat, there is Morse control for forwards and back. Some may vary, some may have to be triggered, and some may just push. This will also be shown to you on your demonstration on the day. Increasing speed on your boat will apply when you use the Morse on your control. Reducing speed will also apply by using the Morse on your control. To increase your speed, gradually push the Morse forward to increase this. To reduce speed on your boat, you simply go to reverse and this will slow down your speed. Also on some of our boats, we will have a changeover lever, which would entail if you want to drive upper or lower, you must select and make this decision before you set off on your trip. This changeover switch is located in the lower helm of your boat. This will also be shown to you on your demonstration.
It's very important to drive outside, especially when you're going on the bridges, so you can see what the height of the bridge is over your head, and coming into moor, so you can see all around you. We're here now under Roscommon class. This boat has a bow and stern thrusters. To start the thrusters, you need to push this button here twice. Once, twice. So you get 2 green lights. Once the green lights stop beeping, you can push it forward. You push it right, it goes right. You push it left, it goes left. These are only for short bursts at any interval, max 10 seconds. This will turn itself off automatically after 20 minutes. If you want to turn it off by hand, just press button. With your bow and stern thruster here, it leaves it a little bit easier for fine tuning for parking, to get your back in or your front in easier.
When driving your boat and approaching a bridge or a lock, always approach with care. So please drive slowly, as this will make the whole procedure a lot easier. So while approaching a bridge and going through, please take your time and wait your turn. For a lifting bridge, wait for the green lights and then you go through at caution. While driving your boat, always be aware of navigation hazards, including weirs, current, shallow water, low bridges and arches. While driving your boat, there is also rules and regulations, as in speed limits and driving on the correct side of the water. This will also be explained to you on your demonstrations. While approaching a marina or a bridge, speed signs will come into play to reduce your speed on your boat. Generally, the speed limit is 5 knots per hour. On open water, you will recommend You drive your boat at 1800 revs.
It's very important to plan your day the night before and have a look at your navigation charts so you can plan your route for the next day. You must always try to be moored up before dark. You need to keep an eye on the lock times, which is given to you in the back of your navigation charts. On the day you arrive, if there's any restrictions through Waterways Ireland, we will give you that information before you leave.
When coming into moor, please look out for signs telling you private berth or public berth. Always select the correct berth. While mooring up, please make sure that the jetty is the correct size to your boat specification. While mooring your boat, always reduce your speed, slow down, take your time, pick your spot and moor up safely.
When you're coming into moor, you need to be aware of other boats and people around you, so you keep your wash, which is coming from your prop, low, so you don't cause any damage or disturbance to any other boats. When mooring, you can have two different types of mooring. You have finger mooring or parallel mooring. First we're going to do is parallel mooring. When you're coming into the jetty, there could be a boat in front of you or behind you. You pick your spot, you come in at a slight angle of about 45 degrees. As you approach the jetty, you're slowing down by using reverse. Before you touch the jetty, you turn the steering wheel full lock away. At this stage then you slowly go forward and back until you actually slide the back of the boat in. At this stage, one of your members or crew members will be standing at the back, which steps off and ties the back line. Now, the front of the boat may drift slightly away from your jetty. At the same time, you turn the steering wheel towards the jetty and slightly drive forward. This will pull your boat back in. You leave it in gear until you tie the front line. Once the boat is fully secured then, and everybody back on board, you put it back into neutral and switch off. On finger moorings, you come in at a slight angle about 45 degrees. As you're approaching the corner of the inside of the jetty, you slow down by using your throttle in reverse. You only use reverse to slow you down. Once you're in towards the jetty and you touch the jetty very slightly, at this stage then, number one, you touch the jetty. Number two, you give power so the boat stays. Number three, you turn the steering wheel away from the jetty so you get the back of the boat to come in towards the jetty. At this stage, a member of your crew will step off and tie the back line first and then your front line. Once the ropes are secured, then you step on board and switch off your boat. When tying the boat, you always tie the back line first. So wrap it around once for safety. Next, a figure of 8, once across and across. Next, you put the two lines together and you twist one across the other. Drop, make sure the fingers are away. Same again this far side, just once, twist, drop. Once it's secured then, keep the rope nice and tidy beside it. Each boat has 3 ropes, 2 in the back and 1 in the front.
The anchor on your boat will only come into play in an emergency situation, i.e. if your engine stops, if you have a problem with the propeller, if you have a problem with overheating, the anchor must be dropped and you will then ring the number provided to the nearest base.
This is your anchor. It's located at the front of your boat. To use your anchor, you lift out, you drop overboard. Once it hits the bottom, give it about a metre extra of chain or rope, then you tie it around your cleat. Then you wait for your boat to drift back, and on the shoreline you pick 2 reference points, one behind the other. You keep an eye on them to see that they stay in line. If they stay in line, it means your anchor is holding. To lift your anchor, you leave it tied, you drive forward slowly so it'll pull it out itself, and then you start pulling it back up. It drops back in and you replace here.
On your arrival and check-in, and you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask, as we will answer any questions we can. Also, you can get questions answered on your demonstration.